Now on BBC1, all forms of tacky trivia appreciated for 29 minutes of fame.
Michelangelo's David and Victoria Beckham, Kylie, Winston Churchill, JFK, Gandhi, Jennifer Aniston, Queen Victoria, Rosie Blackmore, Jessie Wallace, Shane Vincent, Nolan, Liam, Nicole Kidman, Albert Einstein, Elton John. 29 minutes of fame. 29 minutes of fame. 29 minutes of fame.
Good evening and world up. Welcome to 29 Minutes of Fame, the show that explores the famously famous. And in the world of celebrity this week, Michael Jackson's legal team deny they're intimidating the witnesses. Respect. Let's hope there's no such behaviour this evening as I introduce you to tonight's teams. Joining team captain Joe Brand, it's comedy actor Ben Miller and writer, broadcaster and comedian Tony Hawkes. And on Alistair McGowan's team tonight, it's ex-royal correspondent Jenny Bond and our own king of comedy, Sean Law. Now, here's the thing. During the course of this evening, our teams will be choosing famous guests for a fantasy party. Now, I can tell you that the winning team will be the one whose party guests had the highest total earnings for 2004. Yeah. Joe, your party will be hosted by Hollywood tiny boy Tom Cruise. Alistair, your party will be hosted by Mr. David Beckham. Mr. Beckham is a footballer. Now, they both made a lot of money last year, but just how much I won't reveal until the end of the show. Right, before we start the quiz proper, let's play Never in 1,000 Years. I want you to tell me something that a given celebrity would never say, not in 1,000 years, matron. Alistair's team, what would Tony Blair never say, not in 1,000 years?
Tony Blair would never say, there, we've done everything we said we were going to do in 1997.
I think he'd never say, yeah, my kids had the MMR vaccine just like everyone else. And then he'd never say, they go to the local schools just like everyone else.
Jenny?
Well, I don't think our Tony would ever say, Gordon, you take over now.
He'd never say, Gordon, fancy night out at Spearmint Rhinos. Or is it rhino? I don't know. What's the plural? Or is it singular?
I don't know. What is it, Alistair? Tony Blair would never say, look at the bling on that hoe, Sherry. So, Joe's team, can you tell me something Joan Collins would never say, not in 1,000 years?
Well, I think Joan Collins would never say, I am actually a very old woman.
I think she'd never say, would you like to see my impression of a turkey?
So, Ben, something that Joan Collins would never say.
I think it's the boiler that's the problem. You need to drain the system and use a combination heater.
Well done to both teams. Thank you. Right, now, let's kick off with the first round of the quiz. It's Famous Connections. The teams have to identify the different connections between four famous faces. Alistair's team, what connects Kylie Minogue to Alan Titchmarsh? Nice stance, Alan. Respect.
Yeah. Kylie's talking about the time she met Tom Cruise there.
Has Alan had his bottom insured for £2 million? No, clearly not.
I think it might be bottoms, because he's got a dead cute little bottom. I've seen him bending over a bed of begonias, you know. It's a pert little number, and, you know, we all know about Kylie's bum, so it's bums.
Can we make the connection?
Minogue, I know that Minogue in Gaelic, Minogue means like a small peaty bog in Gaelic, and Titchmarsh means annoying pillock in your living room. Is that the connection?
Oh, it's not.
Do they both manage to stay on top of their careers by having an uncanny sense of the direction of fashion?
If you take some letters out of their names, do they spell rude words?
Well, Kylie...
Alan Tits.
Oh, I know what it is. Kylie was a gay icon, wasn't she? So Kylie is a gay icon. And Alan Titchmarsh, I think he makes homosexuals feel slightly queasy. Look at him in that jumper. I mean, look at it. He looks like he's just had his Christmas dinner, doesn't he, in that jumper?
You should see him bending over the begonias. You wouldn't say that.
Are you a sex maniac?
Jenny, how well did you know the Queen?
Not as well as she knew the Duke of Edinburgh.
Can I just say that I've actually met Alan Titchmarsh as well, and this is absolutely true. The first thing he said to me when I met him was, "I suppose a out of the question." He really did. Honestly.
It's true. And was it?
Oh, yes. And I said, no, not out of the question.
It's to do with models.
Oh, is it to do with Madame Tussauds?
It is, Joe, yeah.
Well, I know Kylie Minogue was in a particularly lascivious pose, wasn't she, which upset people. She had her bum stuck up in the air.
Yeah.
All right, was Alan doing something equally unpleasant with his gardening?
As a waxwork?
Yes.
But he had it out on a trowel or something?
Yeah.
Just draped over a trowel. He does that. There you go.
I like the idea of draping.
I'm going to have to give you this one. You were very close, Joe. But the answer is they're the most fondled male and female waxworks in Madame Tussauds. Kylie has had her bottom groped by over 10,300 fans a day since her waxwork was unveiled. Hard as it is to believe, Alan's is the most groped male waxwork and often has to have lipstick cleaned off it at the end of each day. So there you go. Joe's team, can you make the connection between Alan Titchmarsh and Saddam Hussein?
Is the connection here that in their own way they've both wrecked people's gardens?
Are they both nutters?
Is Saddam a fan of decking?
Does Alan have a range of lookalikes in case somebody tries to kill him?
Is the answer that they were both brought down by a bush?
I can tell you that it's to do with literature.
Yes.
Ben.
Saddam is a novelist.
And
Alan isn't.
But he doesn't write.
But he has written a book.
He has?
Saddam wrote several books which were published in Iraq. I think they all sort of featured versions of him. I think Alan does the same thing. He writes a novel called Mr. McGregor, which sort of features him. There's lots of steamy sex scenes.
It's textbook answer. It's perfect. The answer is they have both written romantic novels. Alan Titchmarsh topped the book charts with his romantic novel, Mr. McGregor. Saddam wrote The Fortified Castle, which perhaps unsurprisingly was a bestseller in Iraq. Saddam's novel, of course, begins with the line, "In a hole in the ground lived a hobbit." Either team, can you tell me what connects Saddam Hussein to Lemmy from Motorhead?
Can I just say that Saddam Hussein didn't actually write the books himself. He has somebody there with him.
Don't say dictator. No, sorry, Alison.
Not only could I not get it in, I tried to get it in after the question's gone.
Try it again with stenographer.
Let's make this link, though. Saddam to Lemmy.
Are they both nutters?
Did they both audition for the part of Olive in On the Buses?
It's something to do with one of his hit records.
It is. Tell me more, Sean. It is.
Shall I?
Yeah.
What? Or shall I just leave you hanging?
No. That's what Saddam does most of the time.
Yeah. Ace of Spades.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Saddam was the ace of spades on the deck of cards, wasn't he?
It's the correct answer, Sean. Yep, the answer is the Ace of Spades is the connection. Lemmy sang the Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades, all right.
And in the pack of cards, Saddam was the Ace of Spades.
The Ace of Spades, the Ace of Spades, all right.
I'll just say I knew a bloke who had a tattoo done, and he was a big Motorhead fan, and he wanted Ace of Spades tattooed under his eye, and he got his mate to do it, and he didn't space it out right, and he ended up with Ace of Spad under his eye.
OK, largely due to your good work, Sean, I'm going to award that round to Alistair. Well done. And Alistair's team, as the winners of the round, you get the first chance to party pick, to pick a famous face for your celebrity party. Your choice is between Tom Jones and Des O'Connor. Who made the most money in 2004?
I know that Des, he does open a lot of supermarkets, but it's usually about 6:30 in the morning, and he stays there till 9.
What are we saying?
He works at a supermarket.
Who earned the most money? What do you reckon, Jenny?
I reckon it probably is Desi, because he's got such a big hit show on at the moment.
Not global superstar Tom Jones.
But Des obviously gets some money for being part-time manager of
Who are
England.
you going to go for, Arthur?
Who are we going for?
Let's go for Des. I think the weekly contracts of Des and Mel, you know. Des.
OK, Des O'Connor joins your party. That means, Joe, you receive from me Tom Jones.
Thanks.
We're happy with that.
The next round is a quick-fire round called Spotlight on Fame. Now, he's a fox-bothering, architect-baiting, plant-pestering monarch-in-waiting. Yes, it's His Royal Highness Prince Charles. Teams, I'm going to ask you a series of quick-fire questions on Prince Charles. Anyone can buzz in with the answers. So, here we go. What will Charles's title be when he becomes king? That's Alistair.
King Charles the Spaniel.
Sean.
King.
Not enough. Jenny.
King Charles the Fourth, one expects. But, in fact, he can choose whatever name he wants.
King Charles III or George VII? That's his choice.
I thought you were royal correspondent.
Yes. What does the motto Ick Dean on Charles's coat of arms mean? That is Alistair.
I'm still waiting.
Sean.
One sugar.
Joe.
Is it I serve?
I serve is the correct answer. Well done, Joe. What will Charles not share with his sons? Tony.
Camilla.
Sensible advice.
Alistair.
Is it any of the Duchy Originals range of products because he likes them to buy them from him?
No, he will not share a flight with his sons in case of an accident. What did Charles recently advise people not to do? Joe.
Punch him.
Jenny.
I think this is probably... he allegedly said that they shouldn't rise above their station or
That's
try
the correct answer. Well done, Jenny. At what event did Prince Charles first meet Camilla in 1971? Joe?
Dog racing in Wimbledon.
No.
A polo match.
A polo match, thank you, Jenny. How did Charles decide to remember the Queen Mother? Tony.
We wrote her name down on a bit of paper.
I think he had a tattoo of her done on Camilla's back.
You've enjoyed saying it, and I've enjoyed hearing it.
Big one. Just her face. No handbag or anything, just a big face. Queen Mother's face. All the teeth done lovely.
No speech bubble?
Yeah. Speech bubbles going, go on, my son. It's difficult, though, because he has to smooth it out to look at it.
He commissioned a 27-minute orchestral piece called Reflections on a Scottish Folk Song. For many years, Charles regularly appeared on which BBC show? That is Tony.
Crime Watch.
No.
Tomorrow's World.
Tomorrow's World, correct answer. Well done, thank you. Easy. They used to give away the awards for innovation every year. OK, that's the end of the round. Joe, I'm going to award that to your team. Well done. And so you get to go party picking, and you can choose between Anne Robinson or David Bowie. But who do you think made the most money in 2004? That's the criteria of this evening.
I know Anne Robinson opens a lot of supermarkets at 6:30 in the morning.
I think they made a schoolboy error last time round the other team, because generally speaking, the people in the music biz just earn phenomenally more than... I mean, however much Anne's getting for her latest thing or whatever. I would advise my team captain to go with David. He'd also be more fun at the party.
We'll have Anne Robinson, please.
Joe's gone for the winker. So, Anne joins your party, Joe. And Alistair, you receive from me Mr. David Bowie. Well done. Now we come to a round called Vital Statistics. 3 famous faces and 1 number, but the number relates to just one of these people. Who is it and why? Teams, here are your 3 famous faces. Round the World Yachtswoman, Ellen MacArthur, Catherine Zeta-Jones and Paul Burrell. But which one of them links to the number 342?
Is it the number of times that Catherine Zeta-Jones has to help her husband to the toilet in the night?
Is it the number of AA batteries that Ellen MacArthur got through?
Oh, dear.
Listening to music, of course. Listening to music. Could be the number of dolphins that Ellen MacArthur run over on her little jet.
Is it the number of times Paul Burrell has fallen for the invisible goodie bag trick?
He's got very big arms for a butler, isn't he? Very big. I mean, I thought butlers just carry the odd brandy around or a note for Lord Falconbury. Do you think Diana used to phone him up in the middle of the night and say, "Paul, can you bring me up an anchor?" Yes, my lady. There we go. Oh, and he's an RSJ.
I think it's the number of times per second that Paul Burrell screamed when he was in the jungle.
I wonder here with Catherine Zeta-Jones. I mean, I feel it's something very... Do you ever imagine them lying together at night in bed? What an awful scene that must be. Her beautiful, pristine, alabaster skin, and there she's lying next to a man who basically looks older than his scrotum.
Actually, Sean, he's had Botox on his scrotum. It's all rather very neat.
It's horrible. I bet they haven't got a mirrored ceiling. I really do. I think that would be probably too much. I reckon 342 is the number of pyjamas she wears every night. And by the time he's got 50 off, he's fallen asleep.
Is it the number of times more coverage Ellen MacArthur got for spending 2 months in a boat than was given to the historic announcement of peace between Palestine and Israel?
Worthy of their time.
Is it the number of times Catherine Zeta-Jones says to her husband, "I'm your wife, I'm not a lady who's come round in a van to serve you a hot meal"?
Is it the number of times that Paul Burrell mentions Princess Diana in every sentence that he speaks?
I think it is to do with Paul Burrell.
It is, you're right,
And
actually,
it rings a bell because I covered the court case, and it, I think, is the number of items he was accused of stealing from Diana.
It's the correct answer, Jenny. It is the correct answer. The answer is that Paul Burrell was accused of stealing 342 possessions belonging to Princess Diana. He was acquitted when the Queen backed up his story. Burrell was accused of hiding the 342 possessions in his loft, 20 handbags, 22 hats, and as luck would have it, 300 rolls of loft insulation. OK. Alistair, you've won that round. Well done. Well done, Jenny. So let's go party picking. Alistair, you have a choice. You won that round, so you get to choose between Sean Connery and Cannonball. Who do you think made the most in 2004?
Well, I know that Cannonball opened a lot of supermarkets. They had a theatre somewhere in America.
Do they?
A chain of theatres.
Yes, but this is Sean Connery, Sean, isn't it?
And they invented rice. And everyone eats that. It's massive.
Well, they get royalties on rice?
Yeah, every grain of rice that's eaten, they get about 50p. They are loaded. They invented rice, and they invented gold as well. That was their idea. All belongs to them.
I've never known Sean make anything up before. No. It's got to be Cannonball on that basis.
You've gone for Cannonball,
yeah.
So, Joe, you receive Sean Connery. Strange decision, Alistair. Now we come to the final round, moment of passion. Each player is given the names of celebrities who their teammates have to identify. They'll be giving clues based on what the celebrities might shout out during their moment of passion. So, Alistair's team, please, when we have your moments of passion, can I start with you, please, Sean?
Is it my husband?
Now I need some vitamins. Vitamins.
Schwarzenegger.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone. Jenny, your moments of passion, please.
Oh, OK. One declares one's knees open. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, God, save me. I'm happy. I'm glorious. Lick me. I'm a stamp.
I would suggest anyone watching this to video this.
It's the Queen.
Is it Queen Elizabeth?
It is the Queen.
Yes.
Thank you, Jenny. Alistair, may we have your moments of passion, please?
OK. First question now would be, how was it for you?
I reckon Michael Parkinson.
It's correct answer, Michael Parkinson. Your next one, please, Alistair.
Oh, Jim. Oh, Jim, I shouldn't be doing this at my age, you know. No, leave my house coat on. Oh, Jim, kiss me, Jim, kiss me. Now take the fag out of me mouth and kiss me again.
All right, Dot.
There's Dot Cotton.
Hey.
Joe's team, your moments of passion. Can we start with you, please, Tony?
Das ist filthy. Das ist filthy. It may be enjoyable, but it's filthy. I have never had a Good Friday agreement like that. It's filthy.
It's Ian Paisley.
Ian Paisley. Joe, your moments of passion, please.
Thanks.
Ken Hom?
Should I do a bit more?
Do a bit more, yeah, it's lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I'm not a minger. No, I'm not. Ooh. No, I'm not. Look, they're bigger. I'm not a minger. No.
Come on.
Jade.
Jade Goody. Well done, Ben. But, Ben, that means it is time for you and your moments of passion, please.
Oh, that is remarkable. But here, who here has the act of sexual congress in a position like this? Hold still as I go through the keyhole.
Is the American bloke with a funny voice?
Lloyd Grossman.
Lloyd Grossman. And next up, Ben?
Lloyd Grossman.
But this situation is absurd. This is extraordinary. I asked for a fortnight in Niagara. Not 4 nights of Viagra. talk about 1 foot in the grave. This is raising the dead. Yes, I'm coming, Margaret. I don't believe it.
Richard Wilson.
Richard Wilson, thank you. Thank you all for those performances. Well done, both teams. Right, so now we come to the big moment as we reveal the 2 final lineups of the fancy party. Alistair, you've got Cannon and Ball, Des O'Connor, David Beckham and David Bowie, all male. Over here, Joe, you have Tom Cruise, Anne Robinson, Tom Jones and Sean Connery, all male again. Only joking. Now, remember, the winner of tonight's show is the team whose celebrity guests earned the most money in 2004. So, let's find out. Let's find out. Let's go to the southeast first and take a look at Tom Jones's earnings. Tom comes in at £4 million. Made most of it, of course, from selling those knickers, what they chuck at him. David Beckham to the southwest, bound to be a big earner. You chose him, I think you did right. He comes in at 24 million. Yes. That's actually the joint earnings of him and Victoria, because David Beckham actually earns 24 million. Sean Connery. It's going to be big. Sorry, Alistair, it's going to be big. It's not so big. It's 1.8 million for Sean Connery. That's 1.8 million per accent. Moving on. David Bowie, you chose him. I suspect you were right. David Bowie, £6.5 million. Yep, he's still bringing in the dosh. Tom Cruise. Tiny little Tom. Let's see how much he earned. He earned £24 million. Hasn't been able to spend much of it because, of course, Nicole left it on the top shelf. Des O'Connor. He's been around a while, but has he still got earning power? Let's find out. Des, £4 million. Yes, you thought it was fake tan. It's not. It's gold plating. Let's move on to Cannon and Ball. First duo we've had at a party, they come in, way up, £2 million, Cannon and Ball. Nice. That means, Joe, if my maths is right, and it usually is, that you need £6.7 million to win.
No way.
No way?
No.
Let's have a look.
40 quid.
£7 million. Anne's done it for you, Joe. So tonight's winners are Joe's team. Well done. Unlucky Alistair. But thank you to Jenny and Alistair and Sean. Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Joe. And thank you, Ben. That's good night from me and good night from everyone here at the BBC.
Think you know everything there is to know about celebrities? Play the Celebrity Stocks and Shares game on bbc.co.uk/celebdac and join Bob in the company of Vic in Catterick over on BBC 3 tomorrow at 11:25.